Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Truth by Billie Beene. No, Weather Plus by Billie, covering the weather, a bio at Boston U, and some other things. The economy. Okay, today's date, October 19, 2022. New. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. Episode 14, winter, dark and cold, temperature down, money down, a bio at Boston U, and shaking going on in Alaska and Washington State. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot Subscriber, Paul Begley, Mike from Around the World, Steve Quayle, Dr. William Mount, BP Earthwatch, Ryan Hall, y'all, Direct Weather, Mike Adams interview of Aaron Brickman, Cliff High, Real Raw News, Greg Hunter's interview of Bill Holter, ETN News, and Dutch Sense. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about the weather. Dr. William Mount had this information from God that this winter, 2022 to 2023, the first year in the Ice Age time period up to 2030. This is from Cliff High, and his WebBot program predicted this, but Suspicious Observers, a science-based space program, also correlates with this, and my study in this area. Yeah, this is a cycle that's going on. So we've got this first year of the Ice Age, and it's going to be much colder. Now, Dr. William Mount from God had that it would last from October to November. And from Steve Quayle, also, I don't know if his source was God or another source, 1 in a 500-year cycle of cold winter. Now for Texas, we had this information from Mike from Around the World, who's regularly on Pastor Paul Begley's Thursday night program. We believe Mike works for the NSA, he knows stuff. Said that this year it's going to be twice as cold in Texas as it was in 2021. And I did a previous video on that. That's going to take us below zero. It was really cold in 2021. So we're stacking up with a lot of prophecy and science and predictions for a very cold winter that's going to last longer, come earlier, and that's what we're seeing. Ryan Hall, y'all, is a weather channel. He's putting this out. Houston, we could be down in the 40s. But what we're seeing across the U.S., especially in the east and down to central U.S., right now we're seeing much colder temperatures than normal, 15 to 25 degrees. Less than norm. Snow is coming earlier. Chicago, Michigan. And we're having cold temperature records in the south broken. Okay, Weatherman Plus. Yeah, we've got this freeze going on. He also is looking at any hurricanes that might be developing, that could be developing until October 20. So I'll be keeping up with that also. Direct weather. We've got, the southeast U.S. down 15 to 25 degrees. And we've got, this going on. Much colder in Texas, too. Okay, BP Earthwatch is talking about drought is also going on in, I think he's in Mississippi. I'm talking about the record low water that's going on in Mississippi, and he's talking about the freeze warnings now affecting 5 million plus with a warning and a watch for freezing 43 million and a frost 100,000 all across the east and down to Texas. Yeah, we've got it going. Now let's talk about the economy and some things that are going on. Alexander McCurris, he's a journalist based in London. Is also, I think he was formerly an attorney, or maybe he still practices law on the side, and he's also an economist. He's talking about Liz Truss. Now, she was put in as prime minister just before the Queen Elizabeth passed, and now she's on her way out. That was a month ago, because she wanted some changes of the Bank of England that would have taken the pensions completely down. She wanted to change some kind of banking law. So now Liz is likely to be out in a few weeks. And they've also changed the chancellor. And I think it's an individual named Henry now, who may likely replace Liz Truss. Yeah, don't get involved in taking money away from the banks. Okay, now we have this going on. We know that the recent bombing of the Russian pipeline N1, N2 is taking natural gas away from Germany and other European nations. Now, Ole Damagard, he's a Swedish activist, is talking about what's going on in Sweden. They're trying to keep people from cutting down wood and stocking wood and burning wood for heat, but the governments all in Europe know for sure that there are likely in England going to be rolling blackouts. The BBC already has script, according to Redacted and The Guardian. They've already got secret scripts for them to put out to tell the people about the blackouts. And, it's only going to last for a few hours or maybe a few days. But they've got that prepared because they know they're going to have blackouts. They're going to have a cut in the energy. And as I said earlier, there was that warning from Steve Quayle. It's a 1 in 500 year winter. It's going to be very cold, and Germany and Europe and the European Union have cut off the ample supply of natural gas from Europe, aided and abetted by the shadow NATO and the shadow U.S. government and military. Yeah, that bombing, that did it. Okay, so in Germany too, they're thinking of cutting down their black forest. And in my studies, plants communicate with one another. Decades ago, when I was going to college, we thought it was chemical. That like a fire would start in a forest. Well, the plants on the front would have less resistance, but those in the back would have activated their defense genes that would have kept them from burning as much. So it was believed that they were communicating chemically. Now it's believed that all over the earth, plants put down roots, and it's this root system that is connected all over the earth. So yeah, when you start cutting down forest, you're doing, clipping the communication that goes on around the earth between plants, and those roots settle down into our earth, and the plants also produce oxygen, and we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, which the plants take in. So yeah, we need plants, we do, for animal and human life. So the farmers in the Netherlands, yeah, the evil and corrupt government wants to, by gun, come and force 600 farmers off of their land so the government can steal their land. And I looked it up. Yeah. Citizens of the Netherlands, also called Holland, are not allowed to have guns. That's a sign of an evil and corrupt government. The first thing they want to do is disarm their citizens so that they can then impose their will upon the people. No, can't have that. So that's going on. And it affects the economy for sure. Okay, now recently we saw in the United States, this came from Judy Byington and Hal Turner, Walmart plus other big retailers, Kohl's, Target, cancel in August billions of dollars of orders. And then we saw a drop in shipping of almost 75% across the U.S. The big companies knew that something was coming, didn't they? But they're not going to tell we the people. So that's going on. We know about the economy. Something big is happening. Now we've seen recently that drop in the Mississippi River. So barges were stranded, our shipping was stranded, and it's ongoing. Now BP Earthwatch did a recent show about the economy with Pastor Paul Bagley talking about cycles. And we had Mike Adams interviewed Aaron Brickman. He was talking about the fourth turning, also economic cycles, and USA Watchdog Greg Hunter interviewed Bill Holter, who was also talking about cycles. And then we have Bo Pony, a medical doctor, now an economist, also talking about cycles. Now, Cliff High is bringing this out from Catherine Austin Fitz, talking about XRP like, not exactly XRP, but that concept being used as a bank message system, and some describe it as a bridge. She's predicting something's going to happen to the banks in the U.S. and to U.S. currency. And something like this, crypto, is going to be proposed, but the people will not accept it. And we have banks increasing interest. We have mortgages going down by 50% because of the increased interest. So our economy is on the brink, isn't it? Okay, we have this information now coming out about a bio situation at Boston University. We probably heard about it, that they've increased the COVID to an 80% death rate, but that was only in mice, according to Cliff High and other sources. And the mice had been genetically altered so that they were deficient in vitamin D. But Real Raw News reported that the U.S. military swooped down on this bioweapon lab in Boston University, cleaned it all out, and got all those samples. That's a good thing, because we know there are some people who would like to get that and try to do something with it. Now, cycles, eco cycles. So this is coming out from Aaron Brickman. Stock market, just like 1929 and 1987, is going to, certain things are happening that mimic that time period. Bold Pony is picking October 29 for a stock market crash. So that concludes my update on the weather, bio, the economy, money, plus. I love you, and I'll see you soon.